One of these three young dolphins is trapped so tightly in seaweed that it can barely move. The water around it is shallow, and its route back toward the others is blocked. Then a group of kayakers turns toward it. They can see the problem immediately, but reaching the dolphin means pushing into the same thick vegetation holding it in place. This was North Bay on the Isle of Barra, off Scotland's west coast. In 2015, contemporary reports describe 3 juvenile dolphins in the bay. 2 could still move through the water. The third was completely trapped in seaweed and the shallows. After a passerby raised the alarm, a group from Clearwater paddling moved toward the animal. Company owner Denehy was the kayaker who completed the rescue. In open water, a paddle gives a kayak speed. Here, it had another purpose. Reporting says Denehy used it to cut a path through the dense weed toward open water. That is the first victory. The rescuers reached the dolphin. Now the route has to open far enough for the animal to escape and find the other 2. What makes the scene so tense is how ordinary it looks. There is no giant net, no dramatic machine, and no rescue boat racing into frame. Just shallow water and a massive seaweed. But for a young dolphin, the difference between open water and an obstructed pocket can be the difference between following its group and being left behind. The footage cannot tell us what Denehy or the dolphin was thinking, so there is no need to invent a speech. The action is enough. The kayakers fight through the seaweed, and Denehy uses his paddle to make a route toward open water. Little by little, the barrier around the dolphin changes. A place that held the animal apart from the other 2 begins to offer a way out. And that changes the real goal of the rescue. It is not about grabbing a dolphin for the camera. It is about giving the animal a choice it had lost, a clear direction back to open water. The kayakers keep making room, and the gap between the trapped dolphin and its companions becomes the most important space in the entire bay. Watch the wider shots closely. The other 2 dolphins are not just background, they are the destination. Each time the camera cuts back to them, the story becomes simpler. One animal is separated, and the group is trying to close that separation. Then the trapped dolphin begins to move through the opening. At first, the progress is small, just enough to show that the route is working. The kayakers do not need a perfect cinematic moment. They need the dolphin to keep moving, and once it does, the rescue shifts from making space to protecting that path long enough for the animal to get through. The route opens, the dolphin gets free, and instead of remaining alone in the shallows, it rejoins the other 2. But the camera keeps rolling. Moments later, all 3 dolphins began leaping from the water. No one can know exactly why, but after everything that had just happened, the timing made the moment unforgettable. Only minutes earlier, one dolphin had been trapped and unable to follow the others. Now all 3 were moving freely together. If you want more true stories where one decision changes an animal's fate, subscribe and remember the final image. Not a dolphin trapped in seaweed, but 3 dolphins disappearing into the open water.